because this is quite an important part about the conversation, when Jenny May challenges him to release the terms of reference. So actually, not even talking about the report, because so the reason we played the lawyer first was they spoke to the lawyer first. Then after they spoke to the lawyer, Luxon came on. They talked to Luxon. So I want you to listen really carefully to how Christopher Luxon responds to the terms and reference question, because she keeps talking about terms and reference, and he keeps responding by saying objectives. So she keeps asking, will you release them? He says, yes, of course. The objectives were. Again, picking his words very carefully. And my one criticism with this interview is that I think Jenny May asks twice and then stops. You should have asked again and again and again and again until he either said yes or no. So let's have a listen to this last 60 seconds.
Yeah, as we said in our statements, it's pretty clear there were two objectives here. One was to make sure, to get to the bottom of what, conclude where events were from over 20 years ago. There were differing accounts, and we've got clarity around that from Maria. The second piece is to make sure that there was nothing further beyond the King's College incident or this interaction with the flatmate that caused harm to others. And, that's what we've discovered through this.
Were those the terms of reference that were given to Maria Dew?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what those objectives of what the report was all about.
Were they the terms of reference? Not the objectives. Were those the terms of reference that were given to Casey Maria Dew to investigate?
Yes, those are the two objectives that Casey, that Maria Dew had to work through, and that's what we've got from this report. So, look, I appreciate that people want it to be.
I would have stopped them again.
To release the report or do whatever. The reality is, right from day one, I've made it really clear we're not doing that, because we need to be able to make it safe, so that people can come in and share confidential information that's deeply sensitive, and know that otherwise we wouldn't have had people participating in the way that we did. And in fairness for Maria to be able to do her job and do a great job doing it, that was important.
There you go. So there's the end of it. Now, Chewy, I jump straight into that second one. You can hear that he's been very clear that he has explained the terms of reference based on the conditions that they were looking for. Yours, sir.
He has been very clear about what is ultimately a very simple issue. And look, I'm going to stumble my way through the next sentence by saying, I know, yes, but also no.
The point about you can almost see I hear that in the old dial-up modems, I can almost hear the as he's making sure he responds in a way that's accurate, but not giving the information that is being asked for.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, that fumbling and stumbling. Yeah, it's like and good on Jenny May for pressing him a couple of times, but I'm like, actually, this is the point of this interview. We need an answer, because he didn't actually answer that question. Are those the terms of reference? Oh, the objectives. They were the objectives we're looking for. No, but were they the terms of reference? No. They were
kind of. They kind of are, like, from a certain point of view.
Because the terms of references are a legal term for the exact wording of what was set out for the KC. The objectives were like what we were trying to sort of find out in this sort of roundabout way.
So here's a question. Did he know what the terms of reference were?
Well, I imagine he was one of the people responsible for setting them, but
you imagine it, but that certainly didn't sound like, because if you knew what the terms of reference were, and they were relatively close to what he was being asked, wouldn't you just say it? Like, it sounded to me like he didn't know.
Well, I would, what I would think? I would think that the terms of reference have had their thumb on their scale to help them find a particular result. And my guess in that is that, and it's just an opinion, I don't know this, but my guess would be that releasing the terms of reference would also be worse for them than the flack they're getting about not releasing the terms of reference. Because there's going to be something in that wording, unless I'm proven wrong, there's going to be something in that wording that's going to be, it's like a polling. So it's like, when did you stop beating your wife? It's that kind of question. You can word it in any way you want to kind of get the result you want. That's what the terms of reference are. That's why we heard the law professor talking about it. The terms of reference will shape what they can look at. And if you shape what they can look at, on some levels, that shapes the outcome you're going to get. And when you start saying fucking things like it didn't occur in the way it was represented, then what's that saying is something happened, but they got it wrong in the media. What, like I said there, so what? It was much worse? It was much better? Just because it wasn't in the way it was represented, what was it then? Because that's actually important to know.